Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the UndeadGamingCast episode 18. I'm Rob the Undead Gamer, and welcome to our monthly podcast where we discuss video games and the like and stuff and things. Apologies for not being here last month for the podcast and my lack of content completely this year, which sucks. Or I say this year, but for the last couple of months, I do apologise. But we're back live on Twitch a day later, with the Undead Gaming Cast. And joining us, as always, is Mr. Naz Dragonheart.
Hello! Man with a stretch. It feels so good.
A stretch after that long month
It's
of
been
not
a month.
podcasting.
It's been a month of podcasting and just limbering up to the
We only let him out once a month to do this.
Once a month out of the box, come out, podcast.
And joining us again is Mr. Humble Gamer. Hello, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all?
Good. I think pretty good. Sadly, you may have noticed our beloved friend, Mr. SingularityJosh, is
Now,
not with us.
I heard he actually got too big for this. We had to sack him off and put him in that fucking
No.
ditch.
That's
what I heard.
I mean, yes, those are the
I'm just saying,
rumours.
it's a rumour.
Them
That's what I heard. We
be
sacked
the
him off.
rumours.
Them be the rumours.
Them be the rumours.
Them be the rumours, but that is not the case. I mean, he's here. He's with us in spirit.
And probably on Twitter
as
well.
those who are
Almost
watching live can see, he is with us in spirit. And to further that spirit, I am honouring him with a drink of his favourite beverage and mine, Punk IPA Brewdog.
Nice.
So
Going hipster with this one then, are we?
always, I love Brewdog. Brewdog's great. Like Brewdog.
It's nice. I've had it recently, actually. It's quite
Brewdog.
okay.
If you want sponsorship, hit me up. No, hang on. That works out. Someone knows what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you
get it?
please sponsor the Undead Gamer.
That's the one. That's all
The
I want.
Undead Gamer would like to be sponsored by Punk IPA Brewdog because him like that booze.
Him
love
love
that
that booze. And
Him love that
SingularityJosh
booze.
as well.
That is a beautiful
doesn't-
picture of Josh, by the way.
It's
I've just
fantastic.
seen it on the stream.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Got ramble done then.
Obviously, last month I was not here, so apologies for that, as I've said. And Josh represented me with a beautiful portrait from MS Paint.
You look good.
May it rest in peace at the end of this year. So here's my contribution, Josh. So yes, this is back on topic. So welcome to the Undead Gaming Cast, where we occasionally talk about video games. We talk about video games, the industry, and stuff and things. As I said, this is a monthly podcast where we do that. So, without further ado, if you don't know the running of the show, we generally round off and start off by talking about what we've been up to and what we've been playing this month in video games. And then move on to the main news topic or news topics of the episode. And as you potentially guessed from the title of the podcast, it is our mid-year review. Not quite mid-year. We're missing it by a month.
It's about right.
It's about exactly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do it, but it's
We're
our
gonna
mid-year
do
review, which we've never done one before, really. So this is a first, I think, for the podcast.
It's been a quiet month. We would discuss this before we got on. It's been a very quiet month.
Yeah.
We figured be a good time to have a reflect about what's past and what's to come.
100%. Yeah. So this obviously is a topic suggested by Naz Dragonheart. So if it's crap, we will sack him. Essentially, no pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Because
it
I
turns
will
out,
carry this fucking topic on my
turns out
back.
bad, we'll sack him. So it's just as simple as that. It's we have fun here. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Let's start with Naz. What have you been
Do
playing?
you really want to start with me? Because I feel like if I start with me,
Yeah, start with you, Naz.
we're going to be here a while.
Okay.
And then everybody else is going to be like, you played about 4 games. I was busy. Didn't play any games. Because that's normally what happens.
In fairness, right, so you know how last month I played, or the last month that I was on, I played nothing.
Right.
Actually, got some pretty big things to
And I want to hear
about.
these pretty big things first. I want to hear them. I want to hear these
Oh,
pretty
so
big
shall I go first?
I am excited to hear what the incredibly busy, too big for his own podcast for 1 month.
Fuck.
Because
Damn.
I'm excited.
Right in the
I was
feels,
gonna-
Naz.
I
Shit.
was going to get this like slid into the topic. Obviously you've been very busy.
Yeah.
doing the acting gigs,
Yeah.
doing the big things.
Sorry,
What
I
does
was
the
employed
busy
as an
man
actor for like 5 months.
It's like, well, what does
No,
the busy
it-
man get time for in terms of his video games?
So
You have the answers.
the last
Next
month, aside from managing to sort my shit out for the channel and the podcast, I did manage to sort my shit out for gaming. And it's a game that I've been playing basically all of this year, nothing but, and have finally completed it, and that is Final Fantasy 15.
Hey!
Very nice.
Finally
What did you
completed it
think?
about, I think, 2 weeks ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
Twitter will tell you. But yeah, I finished it.
Nice.
And what did you think of the latter half of the game?
Really liked it.
What? Mad!
Really liked it. Really liked it. I
How did
really
you like
liked it.
The stealth bit.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Infuriated me.
I really liked it.
You got in post patch. They've done something to that.
Yeah,
They must have
this is
fixed
the
it.
thing. This is what I was thinking about. Because, I mean, obviously, once I completed it, I started thinking about, okay, how am I going to explain this to Naz? Because that's essentially what I'm doing. How am I going to explain this to Naz on the podcast?
Because I can only see the world from my own lens.
It's true.
And my
Very
own
true.
lens is warped.
Very true.
Well, right, here's the thing, right? You accept Josh for liking No Man's Sky, but me liking Final Fantasy 15 is not acceptable.
No. It's not liking Final Fantasy 15. It's liking that stealth section of Final Fantasy 15 because it was the worst.
Fair. I mean, in fact, there was a
Literally the
few, though.
worst.
There was a few stealth sections in the game.
I'm talking about the big one in the city you go to, and you have to hide from the robot people. That bit, because it was. I remember doing it
Yeah.
and hate myself for a good 6 hours because it was the fucking worst.
So, what was
was
your
like
what was your
really-
before I talk about my experience? What was your
Right.
experience with that?
So my
spoiler-
experience with
spoiler,
it.
the stealth section.
All right, so obviously no spoilers here, but you get separated from your party members at this point in the game. So it's just you and Noctis on your own. Essentially, you're like trying to sneak through this city because I forget the reason. You're after a MacGuffin, if I remember. There's some item you got to go get, and you're trying to sneak through, but you got no weapons. Your magic's disenabled. All you got is a fucking ring.
In fairness,
ring
sorry, this is a. I suppose this is spoilery, isn't it? So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
put the spoiler warning up.
Yeah.
There we go. So just spoilers about Final Fantasy 15. If you've not played it or you've not got that far in the game, we'll probably be talking about it for as long as the spoiler alert is up. So
Yeah.
yeah, continue us.
Right. So all you got is is it the Ring of the King, something like that?
Yeah, the King of the Ring of
King's
Lucis,
Ring.
I think it's
The Ring of Lucis. And essentially what the Ring of Lucis is a fucking shit house of a weapon.
Yeah.
It's just fuck all. So I don't know how you're supposed to
Oh, it
actually
does a
get
lot.
through
I thought it does. I felt like it was a
They-
good weapon.
I knew they pumped more power into it since the patch. But I did this pre-patch. So every single fight nearly killed me. And
Okay.
it was a fucking ball ache to get through. So I'm trying to get through it, and I keep getting caught by the fucking robot guys that's patrolling up. And then it's just like, I've got to do the fucking ring thing because I can't hit anything with my hands. And I've got to keep running away and hide it. It was awful. Awful. And so I hated it. I hated myself. But
Yeah.
eventually it ended. And I was so happy. I immediately went back in time so I could be in like the nice, happy areas of the game.
So, I mean, yeah, I suppose what's important is for me to say or massively state, because it was released in December, wasn't it? Early December-ish or mid-December?
November. It was released around the time of my birthday because I remember being very, very sick.
Okay.
The week it came out, so I
yes.
bought it as a treat for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was came out then, and I got it for Christmas essentially, and
Right.
didn't really play it really properly until January.
Right.
And because of work commitments, etc., I've literally just finished it like 6 months after.
Yeah.
So I've basically played the majority of it post-patch.
You've
Right.
played pretty
Or
much all of it
several
post-patch.
patches. Yeah.
Yeah. You've had a good number of patches come in.
Yeah, pretty much. So from that respect of like your first experience with the game, because you played it and then just pretty much completed it pretty quickly.
I
seem to
smashed it.
remember.
Smashed the fuck out of it.
Yeah. But that was all like pre-patch essentially. So you, I suppose,
Yeah.
had the main bulk of the issues, which so I can't compare it to that really, but
Well, you can tell me how much easier it was to kill stuff with that fucking ring.
Mostly one-shot kills with a lot of things, to be honest.
Because it took about, 30 seconds? 20,
Right.
30 seconds for it to, like, drain something down to make it explode.
Yeah.
Which was the main issue I had with it, because you
It's
were there
still-
forever.
yeah, it still took
And I
time.
wasn't power going into it. I
Bless
was
you.
huge, mega powerful going into this bit of the game.
Yeah.
But the ring, it's so like more on like the amount of time
Yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to the amount of MP you're using to kill something.
It still took time, but I don't think it took like 30 seconds. So they may have shortened that as well. But I found it got progressively harder as you
Right.
went through the level, which is to be expected. But I still found it a fair decent challenge. But by the time it became a little bit harder, like you were getting
Probably
less
got the
one
sword
shot
then,
kills,
didn't
you were getting the other weapons anyway. So
Yeah,
it sort of all balanced itself out.
yeah.
But yeah, like aside from that, I don't think I really had any huge issues with it. For the most part,
No.
Final Fantasy 15 has brought my faith back to Square Enix and back to the Final Fantasy series. Like
It was
completely.
good. Like it wasn't mind blowing, but
No,
it was good. It did the job right. It
Yeah.
set itself out an agenda,
Mm.
and it accomplished it. It was a very accomplished game.
yeah, it's definitely like one of the best Final Fantasy games that have been out in recent years.
Yeah,
Well, since the 13 saga. Essentially, like I know people have got funny views about 10 and 12, but I really like 10 and 12.
I've got a lot to talk about 12 later.
Yeah, because I've seen you've been playing the Zodiac Age, so
Yes, I have.
definitely be talking
I
about
will
that.
have thoughts.
Cool. So yeah, but no, I thought 15 was fantastic, really
Yeah.
really good. Like it's up there as one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. I think.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So, I probably would have put it up there, but it
Like
did
definitely
grab
top 5.
Maybe. I haven't played enough for 6. But I played
Yeah,
more
6
6.
I've not played, sadly.
6 might get up there.
Yeah.
But I definitely like it a lot. Definitely like
Like
it a lot.
in my top 5 at least is 10 my favorite. 9, 4.
4. That's interesting.
Yeah. This is like no particular order, but like
Oh,
the
no,
top
no,
5.
I'm not
but I
ranking
mean, like
them, so-
10 wins overall.
I just thought he'd forgotten how to count.
21.
He's doing Star Wars numbers.
102. Yeah.
Star Wars numbers.
Literally, yeah. So, but yeah, no, I thought 15 was really good. Really, really enjoyed it.
Good.
I loved how the story panned out. I loved how it ended. It was really emotional.
I love how bleak he got towards the end
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
like,
fuck yeah.
That section I didn't like aside.
Wasn't expecting it.
Like, stuff that happens to like the other characters in the game, like
Yeah.
that's
Shit, yeah.
lasting repercussions for some of them.
The stuff. I mean, we got the spoiler alert up, so I'm gonna just say it. But what
we're
happened
gonna
to
just say it.
what happened to Ignis was like awful.
Ignis was tragic, but it's like they kept because he was like a fucking good bro. He just sort of carried on with it. Like he just
he was my least
can't see
favorite.
anymore.
It was my least favorite, but yeah, it was. What happened to him was fucking sad. Yeah.
The thing is, they're all quite well rounded as characters. Like I didn't have anybody who like instantly like disliked over the journey. I liked all 4 of the lads.
Yeah, I didn't have a hope
Yeah.
or a snow. I didn't have a hope or a snow. So, like, Ignis wasn't my favourite lad, but he had his moments where I was like, you know what? You're all right.
He's a good lad.
You're
Good
all right.
lad. They're all good lads, though.
Yeah.
They're all good lads.
So,
Prompto's he's best lad.
but yeah, no, I great game. Fantastic. Like, really,
Good.
really good. Like, my only, like, huge main issue I had with it was side quests, which were just, like, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I don't know. I've been spoiled by other games that have got much better side quests.
Yeah, same.
So you know, there was nothing special in that respect. But like I've said in previous podcasts, what spurred me on with doing those side quests at the time was being in the car with the boys.
Yeah.
And the combat system.
It's a Jolly Boys fucking outing.
Yeah, it's
And
great.
It's just best.
Yeah.
Absolute best.
Yeah. But and also like how the towards like I think like from chapter like 8 onwards or whatever where it gets like super linear.
Yeah.
Didn't mind that at all.
No, I was
mind that
okay with it because you get to go back.
Yeah.
at any point in time, the game goes, rather than like what 13 did, where like you're 20 hours into the game, and then so I was like, you can go back later, or there's a big open area now. I mean, you want to complete the game, but you can come back later. The game's like, okay, it's going to start getting linear now, but every save point, you can just fuck on back, mate.
Yeah.
Just go back in time, hang out with the boys in the better times.
Exactly. But the thing is, you had that open area in 15. You didn't really have that in 13 until like a later end in the game. And even then, there was like fuck all in that area.
You were too under level to do anything.
Exactly. So there was no fucking point.
The game even acknowledges
you've at least got motivation to want to go back in 15 through that mechanic. But even with like the linearity, because like 13 was just fucking boring as shit. It was like bad. Go through this corridor, fight some shit, cutscene, rinse, repeat, and it was just bullshit the whole way through. But when you were like locked into like this almost corridor linearity in 15, I didn't care because the story and the characters kept me going, kept me wanting to find out more and pushing me forward towards that end goal.
And again, it comes on the back of like 20, 30 hours of goodwill you've already built up.
Exactly.
So you've had a good chance to have a look around this whole massive map, and you and the boys have been kicking about at volcanoes and on fields and riding joke boats, all sorts of shit. We've asked you to do a little bit of linear story stuff. And that's obviously those kind of things are like a tell of like a very elongated development process. Yeah. Because they're kind of just trying to jam other elements. It's like, okay, we got this huge asset we built up, this train bit. We need to have that go in there. Like, okay, we'll work that in there. But also, we've got the big open area for the boys. Got to go back with the boys. So yeah, it was probably top 5 games that I enjoyed last year. Top 5 best. It was a dry year last year, to be fair.
It was, yeah.
But it was up there.
I think Final Fantasy 15 is one of the best to come out of last year. And I've still not done everything I wanted to do in it. I will go back at some point and just to get those trophies, because I think that's a pretty easy
it's an easy
game to platinum.
It's an easy game.
So I will at some point after I've come out of 15 and gone straight back into The Witcher 3.
Witcher 3, that's a good game. Which grabbed me a little bit more.
Have you played more of it this month?
I played the touch more this month. I'm bouncing off it a bit though. I'm waiting for it to grab me. Waiting for it to just pull me in. There needs to be a moment. I mean, I'm just enjoying it. Like I just dip in every now and then and go, I'm just gonna be the Witcher for a bit. Yeah. I just need like a big story moment or a big game mechanic to come and grab me and then go, this is why this game's so good. I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm in for like another 30-hour long haul. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's not been the same for me as Persona 5 was, which may be something we talk about later.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So essentially, that's all I'm going to take the spoiler warning off now. But that's essentially what the big thing that I've done this month and have played. And I'm very glad I've finally finished it. It was slightly becoming one of those games that I was like, need to get through because I want to play other things, but was still super enjoying it. Yeah. But no, I'm glad I've done it. It's definitely put my faith back into Square Enix and Final Fantasy, which is really what I wanted. Is what I wanted from it. And I feel I got that. So
good.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15.
Awesome.
Finally completed it. Yeah. Cool. So let's move on then. Naz, would you like to discuss?
Oh, I've got so many video games to discuss this month. I don't know where I've got them all from. Don't know where I've got them. They're all falling out my ears. So, would you like to hear about Spittoon 2 or Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age first?
Let's do a bit of Splatoon because we've had quite a bit of Final Fantasy talk.
Quite a bit of Final Fantasy.
And then we'll go back to Final Fantasy talk.
Hey, lads.
It's all right. Last month was basically the Dark Souls podcast, so...
Yeah, he's talking about that a lot.
If there's one thing I can guarantee when we get to me, there'll be no Final Fantasy stuff, so...
We're all good there, then.
Use it now.
So, Splatoon 2 is the sequel to Spoon...
To the Spoon?
Sorry, just enjoying that for a second. Yes, it's a sequel to Spoon...
God.
So, Splatoon 2. It's really... It's all right. It's all right. It's really good. I played a bit of the beta, or whatever they call it, the Splatfest. a couple of weeks ago before I got it. I was just like, yeah, this feels like fun. This feels like something I can just dip in and dip out of. And so I got it Friday, and it was on a day I was really, really busy as well. Like, I was working all day, and I had to go off and do some stuff in the evening. And it was just the perfect game to have, because I could just sit down in the canteen for like an hour and just go, right, playing this. Cool, it's fun. I'm smiling. Pop it away, walk away, do some other stuff, come back to it, and this, that. It was the perfect kind of dip in and dip out game I needed.
Yeah.
So it was just like a really good, fun thing. Like, I think more experienced players with Splatoon as a series would be able to tell me the kind of tweaks they've done with it. But to me, it was kind of like a more accessible version of a game I would have liked to maybe have played on the Wii U if it wasn't dead when it arrived. So, no, it was good to get my hands on it finally and have a good old rummage around there. The online doesn't annoy me either, which is really nice. Like, I'll play it online and I won't care if I win or lose on it. I'm just having a good time with like paint, just chucking paint about. Brilliant.
Can we not talk about paint? It's still too soon.
Is it still too soon? Talk about
Guys,
paint.
can we have a moment of silence for MS Paint?
I think yeah, MS Paint.
Wonderful. So,
Are we doing that? Are we actually doing
so
that?
I've heard through the grapevine, and recently I've not been keeping up at all with gaming, which I'm shit. But today has been like devouring it.
Right.
Apparently, Splatoon 2 is not that dissimilar from Splatoon 1.
That's what I understand.
They've not added much or fixed much from what I've heard. Again, take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. It's just what I've heard. I've never played Splatoon 1 or 2.
Again, I have never either.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of plays into its credit because, like I said, Splatoon, the first one, was a game that came out on the Wii U, which was basically dead when it came out. And the same way with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's more to get it out so that other people can play.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine there's new maps and stuff like that, but mechanically the game still works. It's like a lot of Nintendo games. Mechanically at the core of it, it still works. And it's still fun to play at its most basic core ideas.
Yeah.
So to have that repeated again, but with some slight tweaks to it and a new mode added to it, is no bad thing. And it's the kind of game that gets a lot of support as well. So they'll put on events every month. They'll put some free DLC out. And they'll keep like supporting it in a very slow, granular way. Just keep drip feeding content into it and keep improving it and keep adding to and expanding it. So I don't think that the idea of it being similar to the previous game is going to hamper it too much. And like I say, it's a game I missed out on, so it's kind of like me.
I don't think that's right. I don't think that's the right attitude, but that's a very Nintendo attitude, unfortunately. But you're completely right in what you're saying. Like, at the end of the day, the Wii U didn't sell properly, or it didn't sell how Nintendo thought it would, and because of that, like you said, a lot of people missed out on Splatoon. Yeah. But I do feel for the people that have played Splatoon and do like Splatoon, for them to essentially reskin and re-release that game again, very Nintendo.
Again, I don't know how much of it is reskinned, because the main level that they showed you in the original game is not on the game that I've got. I certainly haven't played it, so there's obviously a few new levels in there. And there's obviously the new Horde mode that's in there that's just bloody brilliant fun, by the way. It's really hard for me to say it's that way or that way, because this is the first game in the series I'm playing. And I think for a lot of people, because the Switch has outsold the Wii U now, surely. I can't see like the Wii U having the same number of figures the Switch does. I don't see it being that much of an issue to pop the game out with some tweaks and some new maps and stuff to it. Again, it's hard for me to say. Yeah. Because we live in a world where people buy football games that get like under the hood type of things. Like people can say like FIFA or PES is the same year to year to year, just different teams. Yeah. But I imagine the more experienced players would be like, oh, they've tweaked this, so like the passing's a bit sharper, or like the shooting locks onto the goal a bit less. This, that, the other. There's probably a lot more technical stuff that people who are really familiar with the game will be able to tell you about. It's a tough one. It's a really tough one to call. It's just one of those kind of games that like you can't necessarily say whether or not having it out with a few tweaks is a bad thing for it. It's I don't know. I don't know
it's a tough one. It's sadly, like you say, like I mean, I've not played it. Humble, you haven't played it, and Naz, this is your first toe in the water into the series, so we don't know.
It's a tough one to call.
Yeah, but I mean, you're enjoying it. Is it something
absolutely.
that you feel is working for the system? Like you're glad they've made a sequel or brought that series?
Yeah, again,
to the
I would say just pump out all the Wii U games that didn't get a chance.
Yeah,
like Bayonetta 2. I love Bayonetta 2 on my Switch all day long. They want to put that on there.
Fuck yeah!
I ain't gonna get a chance to play it.
Yeah,
it's just.
I mean, in fairness, that would be a very good thing to do if they did exactly what you've just said. I mean, it'll open up the Switch's library much more and allow them to actually breathe some life into games that they've spent money on making. Then to have people actually fucking play them.
That's it.
Yeah.
Again, it would be a different case of story. We'll talk about some of PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah. We
would be having a very different conversation about whether or not it was right for them to pump it out. For instance, like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games that have literally been re-released and they've barely changed anything to them, if anything at all. Now that's wrong to me.
Yeah.
But Spittoon coming out and having a few extra maps, a few tweaks, and having a development team who are known and have a good proven track record of supporting the game post-life with good updates and good content and good ideas going into it, I don't think it's a bad call if they decided to put in some of the old content in there, but just snazzy it up with slightly better graphics or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a case-by-case basis with that.
Definitely, yeah.
It's a case-by-case, unfortunately. There are just like, sometimes you have to have an opinion. And as much as we dislike people having an opinion on the internet, gotta have them sometimes. Kill them all.
Just on a side note, I've just got the Nintendo launch quarter sales up.
All right.
The Wii was released in the fourth quarter of 2006. This is as of the 1st of May.
Is that the Wii U or the Wii?
This is the Wii to start with.
Right.
In its first 97 days, it sold 2.86 million of hardware.
Right.
And 13.7 million on software.
Okay.
The Wii U, which had 100 days in its first quarter, 2.66 million on hardware.
Really?
Yeah, and then 10.17 on software, so it's already below the Wii U.
Yeah.
And the Switch, which only had 87 days in its first quarter, as of May the 1st this year, had sold 2.74 million on hardware, so it's already gone past the Wii U and probably now has eclipsed the Wii, and had sold 5.46 million worth of software. So those figures are
most of that probably Zelda.
Yeah, and those figures are going to be miles higher now.
Zelda's the only fucking game you could play, but
it was,
I've got 3 games now, motherfuckers.
3, my god.
Only took
3
like
whole
fucking
games, internet.
quarter of a month or a year.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, Nintendo.
How much did the console cost? What was the RRP?
180 quid.
So at the moment it's essentially worth £90 a game, not counting what you spent on the games.
Oh, and I bought a few on the store as well. So
yeah.
I will get my value back when it's dead.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly.
I imagine after this year, of all the good games that are coming out this year, it might be dry. But we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe they'll keep their promise that third parties are coming over to give it stuff. I don't know.
Fingers crossed.
Well, I mean, it's sold exceptionally well, and the games that are slowly being drip fed out are doing pretty fucking well. So, by the end of the year, you might have a bit more third party interest in it.
Well, the new WWE game's coming to it, which is a revelation because it wasn't coming to it. Well, it took them a month, and it's like, yeah, we heard you. It's coming to the Switch now. So
yeah,
nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like it.
Right.
Cool. So, well, That was Splatoon, and
That was Splatoon.
Zodiac Age.
Oh, what would you like to know about the Zodiac Age? Would you like to hear about the best?
Yeah, like you go loose. You go loose. I mean, like obviously this is Final Fantasy 12. The Zodiac Age, the very recent HD remaster of a game which came out in 2007, I think. It was like one of the last PS2 games.
It would be about that. It would be about my first year of the. So yeah, that came out 10 years ago.
Yep. Yeah. Shit. Yeah. Damn.
It was good, but it had issues.
Yeah.
And one of the issues was that it played like an MMO, which meant it was very, very fucking slow because everybody jogged everywhere like that. Hello.
Yeah, it was basically offline Final Fantasy 11.
So my favourite feature in the new game, or the remix game, there's a button now on the controller. It's the L1 button. And you press it.
Was that not there before?
Nope. That button was there, but it wasn't used for anything fucking important. But you press the L1 now, and you fucking zip about. And it's amazing.
Nice.
You can go 4 times the speed, and it doesn't interrupt the music or anything like that. So the music just plays at normal tempo. But the speed of the characters will just fucking zip around. Now, you can choose between 2 times and 4 times normal speed. 2 times I started off with when I was like about 8 hours in. I was just like, well, I'm bored of a jogging now. I thought I wanted to see all the story and all the rest of it, but it turns out I would quite like to just zip through the combat bits. So at the 2 times, I was like, okay, that's pretty quick. I get through I'm getting loads of levels now. And then I got to the Sand Sea, which is like a massive area full of one type of enemy, basically.
Yep.
And they're just like, I'm going to try 4 times here. Because there's all circles, and you just go to strut to strut to strut. Yeah. I'm going to try 4. It fucking tore my face off. It was amazing. Got like 7 levels doing that in like an hour.
Naz Dragonheart, it fucking tore my face off.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. IGN.
10 out of 10 would be slaughtered again.
Put that on the box.
Would have face torn off again. No, it's massively improved the game, having it move quickly now. It's a game that really respects your time these days. Because, like, yeah, you've played this game before. Obviously, that's why you've picked it up. But, yeah, you want to just speed through this, don't you? Absolutely. Push the button. Let you go fast. Like, cool. Let's go fast. Let's go get it done. Let's get after it. Other than that, the game's been, I guess, beautified a bit. Like, one of the things you don't really get to appreciate in 12 is just how detailed the world is. It's incredibly well detailed, like all the texture and stuff like that, and they just sharpened all that up a bit, just toned it all up, and like just made it just nice. All the areas and stuff, like the character's face as well. Like you look at the PS2 version, their face is just like a big blurred mess of pixels, and now they've all just been like sharpened up and fully realised. So like there's no discrepancy between cutscenes and gameplay. You're not going from cutscene to gameplay and go, yeah, his face looks worse when it's in the gameplay.
You got ugly.
You got ugly.
You got ugly.
You got blurry, son.
Yeah, like there was some weird animations in 12, but I think for the most part it did look really nice, and especially like environmentally, like for a PS2 game, I think it still stands up today on PS2.
Yeah,
and it's definitely one of the best looking PS2 games I've seen.
Yeah, easily. Like I wouldn't compare it to like in terms of character models with like 10, which you can tell they put a lot into making a character.
Yeah, they did.
Filled with polygons. This they kind of streamlined it a bit, so it's not as detailed with the character faces, but it's like passable. You know, you can see what a person looks like. You can see the efforts going elsewhere to like world building and just making everything feel like it's part of like this big world, which is it's great for that type of world they're trying to create. They're trying to create like political intrigue and things like. It's like the Game of Thrones version of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
I mean, that was like it was wholeheartedly compared to Star Wars.
Yeah,
it was like the Star Wars story of Final Fantasy.
Very much so. Very much so. And it's
Evil
a lot more
Empire,
grey areas for characters.
Rebellion.
Like Ash, one of the main characters, you can see her struggle with trying to like save her people while sort of at the same time not fall into the power traps that like some of the enemies are falling into, some of the big bads, because they're in pursuit of like a big magical power. She's like, oh, you might go mad with power though. If you do that, be careful. I'm like, oh, okay. It's a lot of ideas that should have been carried over into future games, but because of like sales and stuff, I'd imagine they weren't carried forward. Like the Gambit system is one of the best systems ever. Like just being able to go, okay, so if my health drops below 30%, heal me, because I know I want healing at that point. I shouldn't have to pick an option in the menu to tell you to heal me. You heal me, and then I'll go attack the nearest thing. But I'll do that by the Gambits, because I know I want to do that, and I know I want you to do it, and you know I want me to do that, so you do that. It's just a lot of obvious things you can set the Gambits up to do, and it makes a lot of the game feel like an auto-scroller almost, but in a really satisfying way, because you can go, oh, I killed all that stuff really easily. It's because I set myself up right, because I set all my Gambits right. The one thing personally I didn't like is the fact that is the job system. And that's purely preference for me. Because I liked having a big license board and then being able to shape the character to how I want them to. And now obviously I could do that with the job system, where I can give some like a black mage, white mage mix.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of having the whole board available to me. So I can go, okay, I'm developing a character. I'm going to send this person off that way to do all of that because that feels right to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so this person to do that, and that person to do that, and this and the other. I've been a bit more restricted doing that, which some people will like, some people won't. I'm in the camp who don't like that. But, you know, it hasn't hurt my experience with it.
So they've changed bits of the license board, have they?
Yeah, you pick 2 jobs now. First one at the start, and then about halfway through the story, you pick a second job.
And you're restricted to that?
Yes.
Oh shit! Okay, because it was in the original. It was really open and free to do what you wanted, wasn't it? So
you could go anywhere you wanted to there, and I ended up going like. I pretty much based everybody's job on what weapon they turned up with.
Yeah.
But, oh, Balthier, you turned up with a gun. You are going to be gun man, Balthier. So you're cool as shit.
Oh, Balthier.
I want that job. I want that job. I want to be gunman.
Balthier's the best.
Dude, he's like one of the best. He's literally one of the best. And I think 12 is like a really underrated Final Fantasy, but Balthier is like one of the best Final Fantasy characters like ever. He's a fucking humble. He's a fucking sky pirate.
He's better than that though. He's
beautiful.
He's one of the most underrated characters. Like, there's a big revelation about the guy about halfway in the story, and he just dumps on you like in the middle of like going to like one of the big cities in the game, Arcades. And so you're like on the coast, you're just looking out to sea. He goes, oh, by the way, there's this thing about me. He's like, fucking what? Hey, whoa, don't be Balthier. That's fucking casual of you to drop that revelation on me. And there's just loads of stuff like that.
It's fantastic.
Just like people having very natural conversations where they're just like,
brilliant.
Yeah, there's this about me, there's this revelation about me. And you're like, okay, that's surprising, but also very natural that it came up in this conversation. So those kind of, it's very organic in its storytelling, whilst not making the story about the characters themselves. It's just stuff that fleshes them out on this major, very streamlined quest line of Farid Dalmasca. It's really good. I genuinely think it's top 3 maybe Final Fantasy games. I'm not sure where it would sit in my overall RPGs, but it's certainly a very high ranking in my heart.
I'd put 12 up there.
Yeah,
I'd put 12 up there. 12 was great.
I have a question before we move on, because I don't think I've knowingly played a single remake of anything.
Oh, right. Okay.
Unless you count Elite Dangerous. But
that's not really a remake though, it's a reimagining.
Yeah. I wouldn't count it personally.
I've never played, again, knowingly, I've never played a remake of a game.
Right.
Do you find in your experience that, first of all, do you think that this may be a subject for a whole podcast maybe next month?
Yeah.
But do you think that sort of gut instinct that the remakes are A, generally better or worse, or B, do they tend to add more or take away more to balance the game? Do you find?
I think the point of a remake, personally, the best ones I've played, maintain the image in your mind of what that game was. So with Final Fantasy 12, with the Metal Gear Solid HD collection, things like that,
yeah,
I'm looking at it and going, oh, this game's as good as I remember it. And it is just that. But obviously there's been a lot going on to like make the edges sharper, like make the graphics look up to date, and just sort of bring everything up into focus.
Yeah.
And you're still playing the same game.
Yeah.
But the best ones will just tweak stuff where like things are appropriate. And obviously the big to-do this month was the Crash Bandicoot collection.
Yes.
Where they unified the jumping mechanics by using the crash-free games jumping mechanics. So like his hitbox is more rounded. The jumping has a bit more momentum to it, so you're not just going up, up, up. You're going like, okay, if I move forwards, I'll get more momentum to jump over stuff, and if I don't move forwards, I won't get as much momentum.
Yeah.
Which is great for Crash Free because, like, that's the mechanics they use for that game.
Yeah.
Like in the original, it makes it so hard, that game. And I think it's a real oversight. I think they could have done better to perhaps...
It's almost a case of, can I play with the original controls, or can I play with the updated, what you've chosen, Crash Bandicoot 3 controls for the whole trilogy? That would have been a decent option by the sounds of it.
I think if they wanted to put more work into it, they could have had a look at the levels that were hard. Like your Hog Wilds, like your Sky Highs, stuff like that in the original one, and just give it a bit more leeway. Just make it just a bit easier. Just give it a little bit more leeway. Just tweak the levels themselves maybe a bit, because obviously you don't want to be jumping between jump mechanic to jump mechanic. You want to try and keep it unified. But the levels themselves could have done with a bit of tweaking, just so you can make those jumps, so you can not be screaming at the TV for an hour.
Off what you said there, that wouldn't have been the original experience. But then again, if you're using the Crash 3 mechanics in Crash 1, then again, that's still not the original experience. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
It's a tough one. It's a real tough one. But like I say, the best remakes I've played are the ones that do their best to preserve the image whilst also making it feel updated and more modern, and just make it easier to play.
With Final Fantasy 7.
They're taking that one really far.
Too far. Like,
really
I think the last remake I played, or possibly the only remake I played, is Final Fantasy X HD.
That's are you playing it on PS4 though?
PS3. I will be getting it on PS4.
I will get it on PS4 because you get the original soundtrack, and I despise the remastered one with passion, because it's a piece of artwork, that soundtrack.
100%. It's like one of the best Final Fantasy soundtracks ever. I mean, I'm super biased because 10's my favourite, but still. Straight on what Naz said.
Like the remastered one they did for 12 is subtle enough.
Yeah.
That it's just like, it's basically the same. It's basically the same, but it's
that's
like
fair.
a few instruments and stuff like that. Whilst the one in 10, it feels like they've just murdered like the original feel and sound of it. And it's just like, what have you done here? So to be able to do that because my first thing was with the PS4 version of it. So I got to use the original soundtrack. And I could hear like the remastered one as I started the game up. But nope, that's getting changed now. Get rid. That goes in the bin where it belongs. Do not mess with another one else's work.
Clean the game up, sort out mechanics that don't fucking work, or glitches essentially.
Yeah.
Make my game look
checkpoint a bit easier as well.
Make my game look pretty as all fucking hell. Like, go for it.
That's one thing I can say about the Crash collection.
One thing they did add to 10, which I think was good personally, is that what they sold and packaged as 10 HD was the European version, which had a bit more content in it. It had the Dark Aeons.
Oh, it had all the Dark Aeons,
it had the Dark Aeon stuff in it, which the US and I think even the Japanese version didn't have.
They were the international version.
Yeah.
Well, the European guys, us, got the international version.
Yeah, that was it.
So you got all the Dark Aeons and stuff like that. But those guys didn't. So to have
to have that was
the whole lot.
Even more of a selling point, I feel, for.
Like, what's a bad one? Call of Duty 4. That's a bad one. Because you're selling an old game at 40 quid now.
Well,
maybe
yeah,
45.
On top of having to buy
and then you're buying
DLC,
DLC,
which was dog shit.
And then you've got microtransactions in there.
Yep.
That's a bad remake.
That was a bad remake.
That's a bad one.
That was the biggest kick in the balls.
Yeah, I was thinking of getting it at one point.
No.
And, like, to
So
see
was
all
I,
that.
actually.
No,
Yeah.
I'm out.
No,
I can get the original game on Steam for 20 quid. I'll just do that. Or not, whatever.
But yeah, so Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age, do you recommend?
I do. If you play that game or you're interested, it doesn't demand too much of you, but is also interesting.
Yeah.
And,
if you're a first-time Final Fantasy player and you've never played 12, or you missed it when it first came out, go get it. Go get it. Like, now's the time. Now's the perfect time to get it. It was a really good game. I think there's a lot there. There's a lot there for old and new people, by the sounds of it.
Definitely.
Yeah, get it. So yeah, if that's everything, Naz.
That's everything.
Let's move on to
Mr.
Mr. Humble Gamer. What have you been up to? What have you been playing this month, sir?
Over the last month, I have been playing. I finished the Dream Machine.
Cool.
Which was good. That was a very, very moving game towards the end. I also finished the first part of my journey on Elite Dangerous.
Awesome.
Made it to Colonia. And discovered a black hole.
In Colonia.
In Colonia.
Colonia.
You found a black hole in the colon. Yeah.
I didn't find a black hole in the colon. They were two separate places. Just want to make that clear to everybody.
Two separate experiences, both of which I enjoyed.
I was there when he found this thing. And
he was, yeah.
Very fucking quiet. He's like, "Fuck is this? It's just base here. What's going on? Hold on, I have to start recording." He's found something interesting, lads. Strap yourselves in. It's going to be a fucking wild ride.
Yeah, and you and Dave, who were both online at the time, all they said was, fly into it. Fly into it.
I didn't say fly into it. Dave said fly into it.
Well,
is there sources of what happens if you fly into a black hole on Elite Dangerous?
We asked that, actually.
I haven't seen that. I've seen a video of someone flying into a neutron star, which is the stage before a black hole. I think scientists in the comments let me know how awful my science knowledge is. But
I think any scientists that you watched me have fucking long gone. Long gone. I think they stuck around after a while as a science experiment to be like, who is this guy and how can we study him? But after that, they were like, nope.
But no. Apart from that, I've jumped back on Outlast 2, which is a really frustrating game.
Yep, so was that last one. So was that last
really
one.
Frustrating.
I warned you about it.
Outlast 1 genuinely scared the shit out of me every time I turned it on. Even when I got later in the game. Even when I got later in the game in Outlast 1, and I started to understand the game, I still got shit up. Whistleblower, fucking phenomenal. Love that game.
Yeah.
Outlast 2, you might want to put the spoilers thing up just a little bit. I've only played a small amount of the game, but anyone who's not played it or not seen it, I don't want to sort of ruin it for them. So small spoilers alert.
It is up now.
Wonderful.
First podcast we've actually used it.
Yes,
it's good.
There are two storylines. There are two storylines in Outlast 2. There is the storyline that you are physically playing through in terms of what's happening in the camp where all the religious people are.
Yeah.
And then there's a storyline of a girl called Jessica who hung herself at your school while you were there. Which it's hinted to is somehow your fault. Like I said, I haven't got too far in the game, but it's hinted to somehow your fault.
Fuck's sake, Humble.
I know.
I know what it is. I know what it is, but I won't say.
No, please don't spoil it for me either. But
turns out she was already dead.
Yeah, I would buy that. But the stuff in the village, the stuff in the village is so annoyingly predictable. Like, I got to the end of a section, And I thought in my head, it's probably going to be a chase scene soon. Within 3 or 4 seconds, I was in a chase scene, having just completed 2 episodes of chase scenes.
Yeah.
So, the normal game of it is really quite. It's semi-predictable and it's not that scary. Yeah, there's jump scares and stuff that get cowards like me, but it's not clever scares.
Yeah.
But the stuff that happens with Jessica's story when you sort of go into this school place, that is how Outlast 1 was pitched. It goes dead silent, it leaves you in a corridor, doesn't give you any explanation, and you just have to find these little bits of clues. And then I recorded an episode earlier today and got properly shit up by it because it decided to actually build the tension rather than just keep going jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, chasing, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, nasty person, jump scare. I just think the outside stuff is too cluttered and too predictable in some ways. I wouldn't say I don't recommend it, but it would be a solid C+, B- at absolute best.
Shall I take the spoiler off?
You can now take the spoiler off, yes.
Sure. So, I mean, here's something. Because I think you were on the podcast for the first time when you were about to play Outlast 2.
Yes.
I think.
That was right, yeah.
Yeah, and
yes.
I've not played Outlast 2. I have played Outlast 1. I think I played it this year, actually, for the first time.
All right.
And I played it with a couple of my friends, which I think was a lively experience.
Yes.
To say the least.
Yeah.
But and for the most part it grabbed me a little bit and I was very interested in Outlast 1. And then it gets to a stage where it's just like this is just the same shit, different fucking area.
Yeah.
And it gets very boring very quickly.
I got the feeling that the first 10 minutes I didn't play any more of it.
I got so fed up with the mechanics. I was just like, you know what? Fuck this chase scene. Fuck it. You chase me. I'm going to run around like an absolute arsehole until I find what I need to find and then run back the other fucking way. Mm-hmm. I can't be bothered to hide and scuttle through all quietly and hope that you don't see me and then try and find another. Like, fuck that. I got so done and bored with it. And from what I heard about Outlast 2, they'd done nothing to improve it, which again is what I said last time.
Yeah,
and it sort of appears that they haven't. Now that I've got friends who've played it and have said the same thing, and you said the same thing, and I've heard from other people. You know, it's sad. It's sad because I think at the time Outlast had its flaws.
Yeah,
but it started off very strongly, and I think it was probably one of the better survival horror games out there at the time. But like I said in the last episode of the podcast where we spoke about this, I think, and it's probably because of Resident Evil 7, pacifist survival horrors are kind of done now because Resi Evil has like capitalized on that and the action, and like 7 did really fucking good.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Reviewed well.
Yeah.
Very good game.
So I think what Outlast 2 needed to do was get rid of all the fucking shit that was annoying and frustrating with the first game.
Yeah.
But instead, all they've done is
create a sequel,
quote unquote, reskinned it, for lack of a better term, and given it a new story, and that's it. Which I don't think, by the sounds of it, was enough. Wasn't enough, and especially with the release of Resident Evil 7. I know we're sort of comparing a quote-unquote indie game to like a AAA, but
but it's the way Resident 7 carries itself in that kind of bracket.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, and of course, they're two survival horror games that have come out in 2017, so of course they're going to be compared to each other.
It makes sense to compare the two.
It does, and let's not forget that while Outlast is, by definition, an indie game, it is made by AAA industry professionals who are just doing it as a side project.
Yeah.
So it's not like Red Barrel, who are the company that make it, and they're all industry professionals who work for other companies, I think. And the thing with Outlast, the really big distinction between Outlast 1 and Outlast 2 for me is they are essentially the same game repackaged, but it's the packaging made a difference. Outlast 1 was not a wholly unique game in the sense that it was a horror game set in an asylum based around madness and affecting people's brains and stuff like that, and experiments and a vague Nazi connection.
Yes.
But that packaging worked for Outlast, and the setting worked for Outlast. I honestly don't think that the religious nutjob line and the outdoor setting suits Outlast at all, and that's why I think one of the big reasons I think Outlast 2 isn't quite landing for me personally.
See, this makes me think of 5, which I think conceptually the whole Midwest kind of like Deep South kind of religious nut jobs thing could work if they go far enough, but I don't think they're going to go far enough, and I feel this is kind of same deal. Like, there's stuff that gets alluded to, but it doesn't get maybe deep enough into it to like hit the real emphasis on the horror of that aspect of life.
Yeah, I think Outlast, Red Barrel, when they decided what to do with Outlast 2, I think they suffered from what I like to call saw-itis, which was, instead of focusing on what is genuinely scary, they decided to focus on the gory aspect.
Right.
Because Saw 1, terrifying film, had gore in it.
Fantastic.
It was very psychological. Very psychological.
It was, yeah. But Saw's 2 less so, but
3 through 7.
3 to the rest of them. They've all just become, let's see how gory and disgusting we can be. And that's fine. There's not a problem with that. But I don't find that scary.
No, you just find it disgusting.
It became more about the shock factor rather than a more relevant or interesting shock factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that all started with that scene in Whistleblower.
Yeah.
The one that we all know about, but no one's properly seen ever.
Yeah. That's it.
Because no YouTuber has the balls to put that up on their channel.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Played a bit of
Yeah,
Whistleblower.
you know the one.
That scene.
You know the one.
That scene that everyone talked about.
Yeah. It's a shame, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope if they do make a third, they actually, this time, improve on the previous 2 games. And if not, possibly make the experience shorter. I don't know.
Yes.
Depends.
Yes.
If they improve all the fucking complaints and all the issues that the first 2 games had, then the length that the first one was, which is the only thing I can compare it to, is fine. Would be fine.
Yeah.
But Outlast 1 got boring real quick, and because of that, needed to be shorter.
Yeah.
That was my problem with Alien
Isolation.
I
don't know, Alien Isolation, it was all based on how you interact with the alien and how that learned from the way you dealt with tactics.
Oh, yeah.
It's more a reflection of yourself than it is perhaps the alien, maybe.
I am in no way
philosophical here.
I'm in no way saying that Alien Isolation... Always a little bit of philosophical. I'm in no way saying that Alien Isolation was a bad game. It was a well-made game and it was well put together. But I personally think, was it 12 hours it was or something like that?
Maybe.
12, 14 hours? To play it properly all the way through. Personally, I think that's too long for a horror game.
I can see that.
In the same way...
I can genuinely see that.
In the same way, you don't tend to get a horror movie that's much more than an hour and a half, because you can't keep things scary.
I think being scared for 12 hours is too long.
Yeah, and it's
perhaps 8 hours would have been a good.
Yeah, that would have been a good one, because I played about half the game, but unfortunately I had already watched a YouTuber play it through. And one thing I noticed with it was different scenarios in each one, but it was always about half an hour of really heightened fear.
Yeah.
Then about an hour of nothing.
think
heightened fear, nothing. Heightened fear, nothing. They never broke it up enough for me. It was too structured.
The thing with the Alien film is the fact that a lot of the start of it is just trying to figure out, are they being hunted by an alien?
Yeah.
That's half the film.
Yeah.
Are we being hunted by a fucking alien? I don't fucking know. Greg over there has had his fucking face eaten. Yeah, but anything could have happened there.
Yeah, in fairness, Greg always stood too close to the microwave anyway, so it was probably that.
He had his face always in them fan blades, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a...
That's just Greg being Greg, isn't it?
God
Fuck
damn
you,
it, Greg.
Bollocks to him. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Other than that, I haven't really played much, I don't think, apart from a few...
I couldn't reference any fucking alien character there. Just some guy named Greg. Fuck the continuity of the film. I'll just name characters.
All the great alien
There's one called Alan in there as well. Fuck him.
All the great alien characters you could have picked, and you picked Greg.
All of them.
Greg?
I bet
Bishop, Ripley, any fucker.
I bet Greg is a resurrection character, and I hate you for that.
I hope so.
God, that was a bad film.
It was an awful,
Really bad.
so bad.
So bad.
That was the fourth one, wasn't it?
It was the fourth one.
In
But they brought
fairness,
Ripley back from the dead.
I didn't think 4 was as bad as 3. It was still pretty bad, but weren't bad as 3.
3 was great. What are you talking about?
3 was great.
3 was
Jesus.
great.
Fucking Christ, Naz.
Mate, there's a whole podcast in why.
That's it. We haven't even got to the main topic, which is your idea, and I already want to fire.
I want to fucking fight you over this whole alien bad issue.
Welcome to the Undead Gaming Cast, where we're discussing the Alien movies.
Well,
Good
we're
to have you with
discussing
us.
the chronology of the alien movies and why they're all fucking bad.
It's good to have you with us.
Hope you're enjoying the show. So, if that's everything that we've been playing this month in video games, we are possibly going to take a quick break.
No, it'll take 5 minutes.
Yeah, I could take 5. Yeah.
We'll take a quick
fine.
break,
I can
and then we will be back to discuss the mid-year review of gaming and whatnot. So,
Yes.
enjoy as we take a quick break. Ladies and gentlemen, goodbye. See you soon.
See you in the second act.
Welcome back! Hey, that was a smooth transition.
We are back right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Undead Gaming Cast, episode 18. Yes. We're now doing the bit where we talk about the main news topics and such. So,
Yes.
Can we also just have a brief mention? Josh is eating dessert now and wish him the best of luck with that.
yeah.
I brought some
Shout out
presents with
to
you.
SingularityJosh, who's currently not with us because he's eating dessert
Eating
with his
dessert.
nan.
With his nan. Just him and his nan.
Just him and his
together
nan. Oh,
in his
speaking of
room.
which, I've got a really special little photo here for. There we are. Oh, speaking of dessert, there's Josh there with Jesus and a dessert.
Him and Jesus.
Him and
big
Jesus
buzz.
just eating
That
dessert
is-
with his
That
nan.
is beautiful. That is beautiful. I kind of hope that's exactly what Josh is doing right now.
That's literally what he's doing. Him and Jesus
I think that's brilliant.
palling it up.
I'm gonna send this to him on Snapchat right now. There we are.
Snapchat him Jesus.
And I'm just gonna caption it. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Hashtag Jesus. Hashtag dessert. Hashtag your nan.
I'll do that as well.
It's a new version of your mum. Your nan.
Hashtag was it hashtag Jesus?
Surely your mum is a new version of your nan.
Hashtag...
Me, dessert, Josh's nan, all fucking together in a boat.
Whoa! In what context was
phrasing.
that?
It's alright. Josh's nan's fit, I imagine.
Naz, just stop.
Josh's a good looking lad.
Just stop
I imagine he's got a fit nan.
talking.
I hope she watches this as well.
No.
Oh, Josh. It's like, oh, check
Ladies and
this out,
gentlemen,
man. All my
so
friends
this
are
is
just
the
watching
monthly
this.
podcast where we talk about video games, isn't it,
We're talking about
Naz?
Josh's nan.
Stop talking. Stop it.
So our main news topic. Fuck me. How did that
As you left,
divulge?
you were
I'm
discussing
gonna...
movies. Now you're back. We're discussing Josh's nan
Jesus. Right.
and Jesus. He's
Got
there.
Deja vu, but like the porn version of it.
Nope.
Deja vu.
Nope. Josh's nan is a lovely woman, Naz. A lovely, respectable woman.
Yes.
I'll have no shade or tarnish put down upon her name on my podcast about video games.
I can't see Rob, but I imagine he's getting closer and closer to the camera.
No, he's not. He's just waving his arms around frantically.
Do you know
Alright,
what?
so just like you when you tell us to stop fucking talking bollocks.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Good point, well made. We should talk about today's main topic, shouldn't we?
We
We
should.
probably should start it. Yeah.
We should, yeah. So, there we go. That's fixed the problem.
Good.
Our news topic of today is a mid-year review, as the title suggests, where we are going to sort of discuss really the games that have already come out this year, and I suppose their impact to a degree on if anyone's watching this live. I swear to God. Just have a look at little gander at Naz, because it's perfect. It's just beautiful. It should come up live in a second.
That is phenomenal. It's already up, mate.
Yeah, there we are.
That That is a beautiful thing.
So there you are. That's just gonna stay there.
Cool, man.
Love it. Love it. That is a beautiful thing.
If you're not watching live, just look at the VOD for this. Anyway, yes, mid-year review. We're going to discuss the video games that have already come out this year, and sort of discuss. I suppose that Naz, tell us what we're discussing.
We are discussing not just the video games that come out in the first half of the year, but the ones that we think are coming in the second half of the year that are going to have a similar big impact, a similar big talking point. So, my examples would be, obviously, number one, in the past, Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Exceptional video game.
It
Very,
is.
very good. But also, Mario Odyssey, which is going to be amazing. So, we're just going to be sort of sizing the two halves of the year up. So, firstly, I think the first half of this year has been fucking insane. Honestly, the level of good games and the variety of good games that have been coming out.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, swing a stick and you just hit like 6 of them.
Yeah,
at the air.
2017's been like mad. It's
Has
been
been
a
a great
mad
year.
thing.
Mad ting, bruv.
Mad
Been an
ting.
absolute madness.
Absolute bare madnesses. Like, I think the ball got started rolling in January with Neo, and then it just hasn't stopped. Like, everyone's been gathering fucking
Did
pace.
Neo come out in January?
It's something like that. I believe so.
Hang on, Neo or Nia?
Neo.
Neo, right.
Nia came out in February, I believe.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
We're talking Nier
In fact, do you know what came out
Yes,
in
Nier
January?
Automata.
Which will be discussed at the end of the year. Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 came out in January.
Damn.
And that game's like, it's not the best horror game ever, but it's certainly a return to the series heights.
It's return to form. It's 100%
Yeah.
return to form.
Absolutely. It's amazing piece of work. They've sort of reinvigorated the franchise without sort of like diminishing what it is.
Mm.
Yeah.
They've returned it to classic horror, but also it's probably as important as Resident Evil 4 was to the series.
Yeah.
Like, I can see a number of iterations following this kind of like pattern and formula.
I'd say that. I mean, like, after I think the first Resident Evil 4 was like the next big, like, damn, Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, 5 and 6 have been a bit like what you doing with the series. But 7, by the sounds of it, a complete switch up in a lot of ways to the Resident Evil formula, but
Yeah.
has just been stand out.
Absolutely stand out. It's just, Jesus, where'd you start with that game? It's just been amazing, really. It's taken some of the elements of the first-person horror genre and made it its own.
Mm.
And yet it doesn't feel like a Resident Evil game, but it doesn't feel out of place either in the franchise. They don't try to shoehorn in elements. They don't try to go like, oh, you're playing like a classic Resident Evil character, like you're playing Chris or Leon or whatever. It's just like, no, this is kind of its own thing. There are elements to tie into it, but they're very, very loose elements. And
Yeah.
it in itself is almost like a brand new game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
as a fact check, Nier Automata came out on March 7th this year.
Christ, March was good.
March
How
was
good?
good.
How good was March? Jesus.
March was very good. Highlights might include 1-2 Switch,
No.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the
We had
Wild.
one fun bachelor party with 1-2 Switch.
We did.
That was it.
We did actually, yeah. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, obviously.
Obviously.
Other things that would be of interest. Lego Worlds came out in March. So Tom
That's done
Clancy's.
quite well, actually.
It has, yeah. It has.
It's done well for itself.
Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands came out.
That's somewhat hotcakes, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's got the two words at the front, Tom Clancy, followed
Yeah.
by the two words Ghost Recon.
Good point, well made.
Star Trek Bridge Crew came out.
I
really
want to
wanna
play that, man.
I
really want
if
to
I
play
could
that.
afford
I want to
any
find
of
two
the
more
things it
people. I
works.
want to find two more people with a PlayStation a move set of controls and a camera and a VR headset, and I want to be on that fucking bridge.
Yeah.
Do you know what would be great? Because it's a 4 people thing. If we could get all 4 of us to play that.
Oh, mate.
Could you imagine?
That would be some fucking content right there.
Mate, well, you're the
hashtag content.
You're the big Hollywood style actor at the moment, so if you can afford to buy 3...
Jesus fucking hell, my wage was good, but it weren't that good. Fuck me.
What else do we have? We obviously had what was the big one that came out? I'm literally just looking at Mass Effect Andromeda.
That was
March
okay.
21st.
That was okay. It wasn't.
We'll allow it.
It's not as mind blowing or like changing the series as I hoped it would be.
No,
but it didn't do a lot offensively wrong.
They did a Rock Band VR.
They did do a Rock Band VR. They did do a lot of things VR. Here's a game I want to talk about, and Josh, I wish he was here so we could talk about it. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh,
that's a big
stellar
game.
This was February for the people keeping contact.
For those keeping in tune with their the months of the year. This was February
28th.
So what sort of, I guess, was surprising about Horizon Zero Dawn is it came up from the guys who did Killzone.
Oh right.
When you look at it, it's mad.
Guerrilla Games, isn't it? They've made nothing but Killzone.
Yeah,
since the company began, they've made nothing
most great shooter in the world,
Killzone.
And they made Horizon, which is like incredibly like pretty and colourful and modern, I guess, in its approach to story.
Yeah,
like the actual elements of the game itself are very basic, like open world stuff.
Yeah, but in the same respect, it's done some very typical open world mechanics, but done them better.
Yeah, like the towers are like big robot dinosaurs.
Yeah, so it's taken the thing that is every fucking Ubisoft game mechanic ever, which is boring as shit and I hate, but done it better. So kudos.
Yeah, again, I feel the same about Breath of the Wild. Like Breath of the Wild, you start off in like an area and then you just do what you want, basically. You just fuck around for ages. It's great. It's definitely the best game I've played this year. So it's a very close call. I keep flipping now every day between that and Persona 5. And I think Persona 5 basically is my preference for like wanted for years, like a Japanese RPG actually set in Tokyo. And you get that. But you also, it's like part life sim, parts dungeon crawler. So you get to do a bit of dungeon crawler. You also do get a bit of like a vague exploring of like a downtown Tokyo area. Cool. I love it. I love that game so much.
Here's the thing, like obviously this year's has been very good, very strong, and I'm willing to say most of last generation, and for the most part this gen as well, hasn't been very strong for JRPGs.
No.
With the odd exception, with the odd exception from last gen, such as Ni no Kuni, Tales of Vesperia, Lost Odyssey, in my opinion.
Lost Odyssey. Oh.
God, what a game! So
fucking hell.
But this year especially,
that hits you right there. That game.
Fuck yeah, Lost Odyssey is a fantastic game.
Every backstory you hear, just
heartbreaking
right
game.
There.
So good. Like
hard.
I think that was like that did not get enough fucking credit or sales or attention. That game is fucking phenomenal. If you want to play one of the best JRPGs you've ever played, play Lost Odyssey. It's on the Xbox 360.
Not even joking.
It's made by Hironobu Sakaguchi, who created Final Fantasy. It's the closest Final Fantasy style game you'll get to last gen, for a last gen game.
Absolutely. Can't say enough about that game. Can't say enough about it. Yeah,
damn straight. So, yeah, but this year has been fantastic for Japanese games. Like, fantastic for Japanese. Like, they've all been on point. You've had Nioh, you've had Nier Automata, you've had Resident Evil 7, you've had, of course, Persona 5, Breath of the Wild. It's hard to argue that game did fantastically.
That's
you're going to see a lot of lessons going forward from. There's going to be a lot of stuff design-wise you're going to look at and go, that's a bit like Breath of the Wild. In the same way you see stuff like now that you go, that's a bit like Dark Souls.
Yeah. I mean, that's 5 off the top of my head that have come from Japan that have been on point.
Absolutely.
That are all, I think, contenders for Game of the Year. This year.
Up there.
This is it. When we get to the end of this year, it is going to be so hard, I think, for these media outlets to be like, this wins Game of the Year.
Yeah, this was definitively the best game of that year.
Yeah, for the most part, I think it's been very easy the last couple of years. There's been like 3 max really standout games.
Yeah.
But this year, it's been like...
It's been absolutely stacked, hasn't it?
You know, not just like 1 every month, at least like 2, 3 every month.
Yeah.
Is it mad?
Yeah. Absolutely stacked. It's just... You couldn't make it up.
No,
could not make it up how good some of the stuff that's coming out is.
Literally, yeah. And I mean, I hope that the rest of this year plays out the same. I mean, have we had too much of a good thing this year already? I don't know.
That's what my worry is. Like,
100%.
The games I know that I'm excited about are coming out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
The new South Park game, that looks really good, but it looks like more of the same, but tweaked.
Yeah.
Tweaks enough to be different.
Hopefully tweaks enough to be different and improve on things that were done in the previous game.
Well, they say they changed the battle system, so it's more of like a placement battle system rather than just you battle turn-based. Like you move the characters about a bit more, so I hope that's enough of a change in the right direction.
Yeah.
Like I'm not too much against changing stuff for the sake of it to get it working. You've got that. You've got Destiny 2, which that's something I'm kind of worried about because that looks more of the same in more than any other game coming out next year.
They're mad hyping it though. They're mad hyping it.
I love Destiny,
but they've said that a lot of people obviously complained that there wasn't enough story in Destiny, which is a fucking absolutely 100% fair criticism because there was not. It was appalling.
Yeah,
and especially when you're trying to sell this MMO style story driven game.
Yeah,
have no story.
Exactly. But they've said that they think, they worry, or they think people are going to complain that there's too much story in this one. Which
I don't think that's a bad thing.
We'll see if that happens.
Well, I played the beta this weekend, and the story missions I played, they felt like they felt like very Halo-esque. Like a good balance of story versus set piece.
Yeah,
there was some good stuff set up, and it was nice to play through like the opening mission stuff, get like a feel for the thing overall. Just kind of, I want to see where it goes.
Yeah,
really, before I want to commit myself to say, yeah, this is going to be a game. Like I'll get it because I like Destiny. I'm keen to play a bit more of it, but I've got worries. Like not as much. I'm not like worried about like Shadow of War, Middle Earth, for instance.
Yeah,
I think that's got all the potential in the world to be the game of the year.
Yeah,
they portray that one right because that Nemesis system is the best.
One of the best mechanics that have been in games in like recent years. Fucking fantastic.
Best. And all we have to do is expand that a bit.
Yeah,
few more options in there, more stuff you can do, more randomness thrown in there.
Yep,
here and there.
Yeah,
the story in that game doesn't even matter at this point. Just getting that Nemesis system just nailed. Just get more.
Now, to me, like now those mechanics for Shadow of War, give me that sweet lore, give me that sweet or like bits from give me that Silmarillion, give me that Lord of the Rings, give me that Hobbit, give me that everything. Everything. Rub it on my body. Just give it, and then and then a decent story which isn't canon, but I don't care because it's supported by enough lore. Just give me that nectar.
Yeah, give that sweet nectar.
Give me that sweet nectar.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Do you know what I think is going to be a dark horse for potential game of the year?
Go.
And I say this with knowing the company I'm talking about.
God damn.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
God damn. Don't even. God damn it.
Look.
Yeah.
Don't go there, Naz. Don't do it.
having seen the gameplay of it at E3, and seen that bullshit they put on,
shit.
That game is very good looking. It's got a very good mission statement coming out of it.
Ghost Recon Game of the Year, Wildlands.
But it's a dark horse. It could be more of the same, or it could be amazing. I think it's got a lot of potential. If they put it more towards the original Battlefront 2's type of game, so you got space battles and stuff like that, it's going to be very, very good if they do that. But it depends.
Very much depends.
It's a dark horse. It's a real. I mean, you wouldn't say that about
when does that come out?
It's going to sell no matter what. It comes out
sadly,
November
17th.
November 17th. Yeah.
When's the new Assassin's Creed coming out? Is that coming out this year?
That is out this year, October 27th.
See, that's gonna be really interesting to see what they do with that.
Again,
but bearing in mind how the last, do
you know
what was arguably the last good Assassin's Creed game 4?
Like, that comes out against Mario Odyssey and Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, which is really
Wolfenstein 2.
But that Assassin's Creed, there's a lot of things I'm worried about that one.
I'm not hyped for it in any stretch of the imagination, but I'm
you're
very interested to see what they do with it after it's been out of sync for 2 years. It's been in development for 2 years at least.
I barely felt like I've had a break from Assassin's Creed, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It needs to be...
It needs to be good.
It's probably got to be a Black Flag, so it's got every bit of potential in the world to be a good game, because Black Flag was the last good Assassin's Creed game.
Mm-hmm.
But having seen the combat and having seen, you get leveled up gear now, I'm a bit worried about...
I just hope they've not. But I hope they've not just added a load of random mechanics which work well in other games and just been there you go. Everything's the same, but with these added level up mechanics and loose RPG things. Fucking hope not.
It very much looks like they nicked the open world system from every other Ubisoft game they've done. The combat system from For Honor. They've got some stuff from The Division with the level up gear.
Tried and tested.
It feels like a lot of Ubisoft games are crammed into one.
That is just Ubisoft. They've got a system of how to make games, and they just reskin it. Yeah, it is.
It's a big fucking trick. It's a big magic trick from Ubisoft.
Ubisoft the game.
Bastards. Bastards.
Always Ubisoft the game. So yeah, well, that will be interesting to see.
Anybody got their eyes on anything big at the end of the year coming out?
What do we think about next month's release? It's almost a month to the day.
Right.
Of Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Oh, that's a good call.
What do we think?
That'll sell.
It will sell, undoubtedly.
That particular sell because it's got the Uncharted name and all ladies' version of Uncharted. So, I think it'll be a middle of the road, 8 out of 10 type of game. But I would quite like it to be better than the original Uncharted stuff. I would like it to be better than Uncharted 4. Just to hear the internet fucking cry out in pain. just to fucking fill my cup up with the weeping tears of the internet versions.
Yeah, the Uncharted DLC as potential. Whether it be
it's not DLC. It's like a separate standalone thing, isn't it?
Well, hang on. Whoa, wait. What the Chloe and?
Yeah, it's not part of the game.
Shit, I thought that was DLC.
No, mate, it's a full-fledged fucking game.
When did that become a full game?
When they announced it.
Shit the bed. I even know that.
The host doesn't even know what's going on.
I've been so out of sync this year. That's a full game. Shit. Okay, sign me up.
Standalone expansion.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Mate.
Sign me up.
Yeah, mate.
Sold. I thought that business was DLC, fam.
Nah, mate. It's on its own, bruv.
Damn,
standalone.
Daniel. Wait, is that coming out this year?
That is out this year. That is out
August 22nd.
Shut the front door.
No. Shut that front door.
Shut the front door.
Get rid of that draft.
Talking true.
Shit, I need to go complete Uncharted 4. See you later.
See you later, mate. Kill the podcast. Done it.
Can I say, I've only just spotted how many Joshes we have on the stream.
He's replicating himself.
That's fucking beautiful.
Fucking expanded.
So I'm just gonna. I'll tell you what.
I'll just throw thought I was unprofessional. I'm back.
I'll tell you what. I'll just throw some names at you now.
All right.
That sort of jump out at me. And bear in mind, internet, I know nothing about gaming at all in terms of the industry.
He has a fantastic YouTube gaming channel, though.
I do. Said Rob. No, all the modesty here. All the modesty.
Come on, give me some names.
What do we think about Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle coming out next month?
Oh, that's a dark horse, mate.
You reckon?
It's not the dark horse, but it's going to sell.
Oh yeah.
It's a secret XCOM game. That's the thing. It's a secret XCOM game.
There we go.
It's got Mario and the Rabbids in it, and the man who did a bit of a cry when because Miyamoto, when he announced it at E3, came up on stage with a fucking gun. Like, he's got a shooter. Miyamoto's got a shooter. He's gonna fucking kill some people. Brilliant. God, little Miyamoto. But turns out he was just promoting the game.
Turns out he wasn't there to massacre the audience.
Turns out he wasn't there to murder
Mountain Dew and Doritos everywhere.
Who'd have thunk?
He wasn't there to murder all the fucking internet smarts. He was just there to fucking promote a game.
Internet smart.
No, I reckon that game's gonna be really good.
I think it'll pick up. I think cause it's too good. It's too good IPs.
Really good. I think people are going to see the value of the Rabbids. That they're not just fucking knockoff of Minions, even though they came out before the Minions.
Yes, well.
And be like, yeah, this fucker's good. This fucker's good. Get me in on it.
Yeah.
Get me in on the Rabbids.
Another one for you, Naz. I think Rob, you might have played the game that's about to be mentioned. I don't know. No, it's not. Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Oh God, I'm excited for that.
That's a prequel, isn't it? I tell you what,
it's a short prequel.
Life is Strange was. Oh, what is happening? Oh, we're good.
I don't know.
Something went weird with Skype.
Slap my knee. I'll pop it back into place.
Oh yes, there it is. I've just spotted us disappear.
It went free on PSN last month, I think. Like all 5 episodes of Life is Strange, and I picked it up. So at some point, I'll be playing that.
Yes, play that game. It's so good.
I still need to play it. It's on my.
I'm so hyped for the prequel. Honestly, it's just a little bit more before they did the second game. Fingers crossed, all new characters, perhaps same mechanics, but the true value of that game is in the bit. It's a great story. It's I love that kind of like indie meets time travel type of vibe.
Yeah,
really great.
Cool.
Really great.
Cool. Dishonored: Death of the Outsider, September 14th.
That should be good.
Should be good. I like the original Dishonored.
I love Dishonored. Dishonored was fantastic, and the DLC was also fantastic. I've not played Dishonored 2. I want to, obviously, because I've really enjoyed the first one. But I don't know. It got some really weird reviews.
I think it was okay. I think the game's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of Dishonored 1, to be honest.
Fair enough.
It was fine. Good game. Very serviceable.
Yeah.
Very reliable game.
Mm.
Not necessarily my kind of game.
That's a fair answer.
So, I hope it does well. I hope every game that we mention, that's a big game as well. One I do want to mention quickly before Chris jumps in with another one.
Go for it.
Sonic Mania, the 2D game that's coming out next month.
Yeah.
Really hope that does well. I hope that outsells that bullshit fucking new 3D Sonic they're doing.
Well, Sonic's due a really good game.
Yeah. I think Mania's going to be it.
Yeah, with a human love interest that he can do things to.
Fucking Hoofer.
We've had a good intro. We've had a sorry if I'm just
fucking Hoofer.
Just Hoofer.
Hoofer.
Bam. Hoofer. Human woman.
Wow.
God fucking damn.
Wow.
Hey, Sonic's doing it. Sonic's doing it. I'm just saying it.
I think we need to censor Naz. He's getting out of hand.
I think we do, yeah.
He's getting out of hand.
We need to stop him from drinking the podcast.
Naz,
a drink to forget.
Rob, you can do that on the YouTube version. A drink to forget.
A drink to
What,
forget.
I drink to forget that the Wii U existed.
Speaking of games, Speaking of games we might need to forget by the end of the year, Pokken Tournament DX for the Switch, September 22nd.
That's a reskin.
Yep.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
That's a game that people wouldn't have played.
Yeah, but didn't that come out on Wii U? And like, obviously, it didn't sell.
No one played it.
But then, because everyone was thinking like, that's the next Smash Bros. Yo, that's the next Smash Bros.
Look, I'm one of the 18 people.
But I don't know if that was because it was genuinely shit or just because it came out on the Wii U.
Came out on the Wii U.
So therefore, it's. Well, no, I can't say therefore it's naturally massively shit because a lot of Wii U games were good. It was just the Wii U wasn't very good.
The Wii U wasn't very good.
Well, no, Nintendo wasn't very good.
It was a bad
Wii
concept. It was a bad idea. The Switch is amazing.
Yeah, the Switch
that
having
bullshit was fucking stupid.
Having played on Naz's Switch in March, that is a very fine console with some and I'm sure the games will be
best console, best boy,
better,
best boy. Here's something I want to pitch you boys.
Yeah,
I want to see what happens when I pitch you out of you.
Okay.
How do we think the SNES Mini is going to do?
Obviously,
it's going to fucking suck.
As well as the NES Mini did.
Yeah,
but
because I worked in the stock room when it happened.
With only 100 consoles to sell.
Yeah,
and they'll
that's how I worked in the stock room when it happened. We had 18 come in, 18 of them come in. By the time I took 10 minutes to try and reserve one of the fuckers, all were reserved.
Yeah,
all were gone.
Jesus,
it was fucking mad.
Here's my question: so they've done the NES Mini. They've done the SNES Mini.
Yeah.
Is it a likely bet that they might do something with the N64? We'll see. But
very heavily,
my main question, what I'm getting to here, they did the Nintendo Cube.
They did.
Are they going to do like a big Nintendo Cube? Not a mini, a big.
I don't.
With normal sized discs.
No, because it'll all be built in for one.
So hold on, they've done a Nintendo Cube. So the next logical step is Nintendo are intending to indeed assimilate us all would be a Nintendo Sphere.
No, they're going to add more size to it, so with the Nintendo Pentagon.
Shit, that's a point.
That would be the next one, wouldn't it?
That's a point.
That a fifth side onto it.
Naz, I think you worked it out.
Sit still.
I think you've worked it out.
It's out. Done them. Absolutely done them.
So yeah, what is are we done talking about the rest of the year or?
No. We got plenty of ones. Hold on, I've got one.
Go Naz.
To you boys right
Let's flash through them. Let's flash through them.
Flash through them. Right. What do we think is going to happen with one of the big lads coming out this year? This is November 3rd, of all things.
Yeah.
Call of Duty World at War or World War 2. WW2.
I have no interest in Call of Duty, so I'm.
Do we think that's going to start to decline, or is it going to be like, they're going to ride on the back of the coattails of the people who bought Battlefront 1 last year?
I think this is their last great attempt. At the end of the day, it's Call of Duty sunk
as a franchise.
They've bet a little bit, definitely.
Is it up there with Need for Speed, where I look at Need for Speed Payback and think, nah, bruv, you can keep that.
Like, I mean, at the end of the day, Call of Duty World War 2 has been in development as long as Battlefield 1 has been in development for.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's a given. Right?
Yeah.
It's just, it got announced after Battlefield 1. DICE got there first, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it played out. But it's been in development without either of them knowing for as long. It could save them. It could be something, a real good switch up in the direction. Yeah. Again, Battlefield 1 did really well, so I think people are a little bit more inclined to give this a go because it is new-ish,
But it's got a Call of Duty name attached to it.
Yeah, we're definitely swinging back and forth with the eras of warfare. I really loved World at War. Loved World at War. So, in that respect, I may give it much more of a looking than I have recent Call of Duties. Yeah. Because I loved World at War. World at War is my favourite Call of Duty game. So, yeah, we'll see. And, and as always, got a really strong voice cast behind it, including Catherine Winnick from Vikings.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes.
Very nice.
Yes, but then, that's nothing new at the end of the day. They've had Kevin Spacey. They've had fucking Jon Snow, who knows nothing. So, that's just one of them things now. I think, celebrities are it becoming more part of games, but that's that's not a selling point to me.
That's kind of been a big thing since the 90s though, when they had that Bruce Willis game Armageddon. It was Bruce Willis on the fucking box.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bruce Willis. Like, okay, I played that game. Well, fucking shite.
But Die Hard trilogy, PS1, what a game!
That's actually really good.
Yeah,
really good.
That's actually really good.
Yeah,
fantastic game.
Yeah.
There's just a couple of the ones I want to throw at you, Naz.
Right.
Obviously, Rob, feel free to jump in. But now, since you are the current reigning champion of this game, what do we think about Nidhogg 2?
I'm up for it. I'm up for new mechanics. I'm up for the new, like, Play-Doh style.
Yeah.
It feels fresh. It feels good.
Yep.
I don't know how well I'm going to fare with it, though, in terms of... It's hard, because it completely changes the dynamic of that game up when you start having floppy limbs.
Yeah.
Because the first game was, like, just 2-bit, almost Atari style.
Yeah.
You're just on a plane, you just up, down, middle. And this is more a bit physics-based, so...
Nice.
I don't think my streak will continue on that game, but I'll be excited to play it.
We shall.
Or the tactical element of it.
We shall pencil it in.
Pencil it in.
We shall pencil it in.
Here's something. Now you've mentioned Nidhogg. Here's something I just want to add. Like, we can be fairly. I think we can all agree that indie games of the last, dare I say, 10 years, for the most part, have been pretty good. Like, if not in some respects on par, if not in some respects better than.
I certainly think the last 5 years they've gotten a bigger profile.
Yeah, so the last 5
they've
years
got
you've had
more,
things like Undertale.
Yeah. Can I say something about Undertale?
Don't mention Undertale. I won't stop talking.
Shit.
No, it's a small thing. Honest thing. So I played Undertale on the PC.
Yeah.
I played obviously beat that game.
Did.
I've dropped 65 quid on a PS4 version of just because it's got a little locket in it that plays music. That shows how much of a fucking mark I am for that game.
When's that game out on PS4?
I believe in the next month, but I'm getting my special version out the month after in September.
Sure.
So
it's soon. Yeah, but back. My question is, AAA has been very strong this year, like more so than ever, for whatever reason. Do we feel that the AAAs that the indies that have been released this year or later this year will possibly hold even a candle to the wind that has been AAA development this year?
Absolutely, it already has done. Yeah. For instance, Edith Finch has come out this year.
Right,
Finch, which is a phenomenal piece of work. Absolutely phenomenal. Like a study of character there.
Yeah.
And how you can do narrative in interesting ways.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. Rauken, which I've also played by the lady who did the music for To the Moon. It hits me there.
Nice.
Hits me there, mate. It just hits me right there. Even something as Behold the Kickman, which is £2.50 on the store in a minute.
Yeah.
That's great. I didn't expect much from it because it was £2.50, but even that, I've got an hour's of entertainment out of it, just playing this football game made by a man who doesn't understand. Offside is just something that gets you sent off if you're on the wrong side of the pitch, just because that's the way the game sort of perceives offside. It's made by a man who doesn't understand football. It's great. There's so much great indie stuff, new unique ways to look at games. I'm kind of in that stage in my life where I'm looking at the indies much more. Because there's stuff there that I just haven't seen before. Just so much stuff. I'm really excited for an expansion to XCOM 2 called War of the Chosen. Because it reminds me a lot of the expansion they did for Enemy Unknown, where it switches the entire game up on its head. It brings a load of new elements in. It makes it look like a brand new game entirely. There's tons of stuff you can cheaply get, and you're going to get a good time out of it. Tacoma as well. That's
going to have a good time.
Yes,
you're going to have a good time. Tacoma, which is by the people who did... what's the one? It's got a purple background.
Coming out a week today, August 2nd.
Who's it by?
Oh, good lord.
I forget the people who developed They did another famous game.
Currently checking.
Gone Home.
Currently checking.
Gone Home. That's the
is it done by the guys who've gone home?
Yeah. So Tacoma's done by the guys who did Gone Home. It's a bit like Event Zero.
Oh, okay.
Basically, you're like in space. But again, I'm looking at the trailers for that. And I'm like, this looks really exciting.
Might have to.
So a lot of
Seems like you're street humble.
Yeah, I
a lot of
love
the
Gone
indie
Home.
stuff that's coming out is inspiring me as much as the AAA stuff. It's just the thing with the AAA stuff this year. It's been as good.
Yeah.
As good as stuff that's come out. It's as exciting.
So basically, the answer is yes.
Yeah, I think like the two. Okay, I don't think you can have one without the other. I think you have too many indie games.
Yeah.
You risk yourself being like burnt out by being too artistic, and ignoring stuff you get in like the AAA.
Yeah,
which is also very good. You've got to have a balance, I feel, particularly when you're pushing 30.
Yes.
Don't cry now.
I
Carry on, lads. I'm all right.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
I can understand that. Yes, we do need to wrap up soon, don't we? It's been nearly 2 hours.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed.
Let's do it. So essentially what we're saying is this year is the year of the video game.
It is the year of the video game.
Yeah, like regardless of how the rest of the year pans out, which I think, by the sounds of it, could still be very interesting.
I think we're in very, very, very safe hands.
Yeah.
I'd like to point everyone towards October for being the month of video games. In the same month, you get Middle-earth: Shadow of War, less so much Evil Within 2, South Park: Fractured But Whole, Destiny 2, Assassin's Creed Origins, Super Mario Odyssey, and Wolfenstein 2.
It's going to murder your bank account.
All within 17 days of each other.
Murdered that bank account of yours.
Damn.
Start saving.
Yep. So
you got 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah. So
enjoy them.
Regardless of what happens for the rest of this year, I think 2017 will have been a fucking standout year.
Yeah.
For this industry, whatever way you look at it, whether it's the start or the finish of the year, it's just been hit after hit after hit. So I mean, we're looking forward to the rest of the year. Hopefully, you guys are as well. So yeah, let's wrap up the show essentially. So thank you all so much for watching and tuning in and listening to the Undead Gaming Cast. Of course, this is our monthly podcast where we talk about video games and stuff and things. This usually goes out on the last Tuesday of every month. Obviously, today we're a day later. I apologise, but
it's fine. Better than being a week late.
The fourth Tuesday of every month, or the last Tuesday of every month, we go live 7:30 p.m. GMT right here at twitch.tv/theundeadgamer. Obviously, the VOD will be up later this week, hopefully, on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/theundeadgamer. And of course, you can download and listen for free on iTunes. Just type in Undead Gaming Cast or search The Undead Gamer. I will come up. You can subscribe.
No E in Gamer.
No E. Yeah, no E in Gamer. And yeah, give us a review. It helps out the podcast. So yeah. So thank you very much for watching and listening, guys. So I've sort of explained where you can find me and my content on Twitch and on YouTube. Hopefully, I've been very busy this last couple of months with my job, but I'm a lot freer now in my time. So hopefully, the content on both the Twitch and the YouTube will be coming back to some sort of normality very soon. And to catch Let's Plays and vlogs about gaming and all sorts of things, go to youtube.com/theundeadgamer. And obviously, to stay up to date with me, The Undead Gamer on all the socials, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Find me there. Follow me. Shenanigans and stuff. Naz, where can we find you? What do you do, sir?
Well, I do a lot of the tweets. Find me at Naz Dragonheart on the tweets. I'm very busy of late, so much like Rob, I haven't had a chance to do much content. So that's always depressing. But, eventually I'll get around to it. But I say the best place to catch me is on Twitter, Naz_Dragonheart.
If you do content, where can we find it?
If I do the stuff, it will be on YouTube at youtube.com/talk_play, or on the Twitch at twitch.tv/talk_play.
Wonderful.
Because I'm weird and decided not to have my name as the thing.
So yes, go follow Naz and go hit up Talkplay. Humble Gamer, where can we find you? What do you do? Explain your life to me.
I am very much a YouTuber. I used to do the odd stream. I haven't done one in a long time, although there is rumour of a stream where SingularityJosh and Naz Dragonheart talk me through the first Dark Souls for charity. I am well behind that. Are you still behind that, Naz?
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, have you not heard this, Rob?
No.
Josh is also behind this.
Hi,
guys.
Hello, Josh.
Fucking hell!
Right at the end.
Oh, right at the end.
Jesus.
The show, SingularityJosh appears.
Like fucking Jesus.
But yeah, so hopefully at some point, probably after the summer now, so sometime in September, I will save up, grab the original Dark Souls, and these two will talk me through it.
Oh, you're doing the original Dark Souls.
Original
Yes.
Dark Souls. You are fucked, mate.
Okay.
You can find that on twitch.tv/HumbleGamerTwitch. You can follow me, as it says on Rob's screen, at HumbleGamerNews on Twitter.
Hey!
And on YouTube, I am youtube.com/HumbleGamerTube. So yes, check me out for pretty much daily content at the moment because I have also been busy, but I'm still managed to keep up with content.
What?
Rob.
I should point out the reason I brought that up is because before we did the podcast, we said we'd be online at about 7 for a 7:30 start. I said I'll be there about 7:10, and Naz said I'll be there at 7 because I'm good at the podcast thing.
Shut up.
So that's my.
All digs at me. All digs at me. I'm sorry I've been touring the entirety of the United Kingdom.
All right, don't rub it in. Successful actor, you bastard.
Hey, mate, I've been fucking keeping the fucking country safe. Just sharp.
Well, SingularityJosh, you're here for your plug. So
That is timing.
Oh,
That is
mate.
timing.
own plug.
What
So
are you doing?
go for it.
What is this, guys? This is going to be the Singularity Cast right here. Josh has been playing Dead Cells.
God,
Josh
what
has
is
been
your
playing
audio
Marvel
quality?
Omega.
It's
Josh
awful.
thinks the game of the year is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Josh now speaks about himself in the third person.
Twitch.tv/SingularityJosh. I only do Twitch. You can find me on Twitter at SingularityJosh. And you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/SingularityJosh.
Everything's too
where can we
fucking
find you,
big
darling?
now. Big man. Big man on
What's
Council
the
City.
last thing you said?
I'll fucking fight you, Josh.
Pardon?
I'll come down in a fucking train. I'll fight you.
It sounds like Josh is using the microphone that the PS4 came with.
No,
Yes.
I'm using my snowball, but I don't think everything's plugged in properly because I did crash course it through.
Fuck. Well,
Big man now,
that
innit?
was the Undead
worth
Gamingcast episode 18. This was our weird mid-year review. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed it.
It was a good podcast.
Will we be back,
Weird,
Rob?
guys.
Will we be back, Rob? Will we be back on the last Tuesday of December to do a full review of the year?
We will.
Well, December's always a dodgy one. We always end up doing just missing December and doing a podcast in January.
We'll probably
Makes sense.
discuss December stuff later. But
We'll discuss December
I've
later.
got an
That's,
idea for December.
But
We'll see where
December
we go
we
with
always
it.
have the same show where we discuss the end of the year and our loves and hates. So
We'll have a good time.
yeah, so that's what is that 6 more months?
5 months.
5
Five.
months.
Months.
5 months.
Again, we'll
Nearly
discuss it after this.
Yes, we'll have a chat.
All I say, we're going to have a good time.
Yeah,
we
so,
got ideas.
So thank you guys very much for watching, listening. We do appreciate it. Thank you for the love and support. And we'll catch you next month. Thank you very much. I'm Rob the Undead Gamer. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.